Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to all of my Geminis. If you are a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of September. And in case anybody is curious, I will be using the Tarot of the Sacred Feminine deck. So let's see what the cards have in store for the month of September. Okay, so the first two cards we had jump out together were the High Priestess and the Devil. And then the next card, Four of Cups. And then on the bottom of the deck, the Knight of Cups as well. That card. Love that symbolism. So, right off the bat, there is going to be an influx of feminine energy coming your way, Gemini. And I don't mean feminine how society deems it. More so, it's this passive, intuitive, but more internal focus, this inner knowing. It's something that connects you to your emotions, to your ancestors, and to your intuition so it can help guide you to where you need to go. And I think a lot of this feminine energy is coming up because you guys have been giving into some unresourceful habits. You've been letting your, oh, what's that word that wants to come up? Like the superficial side of yourself kind of take over and be in the driver's seat. It's possible you have been disconnected from your feminine energies, which is what's causing this drive towards that which doesn't serve you. So it could be, vices, addictions, self-destructive habits, unresourceful habits, things that really don't serve you for your highest good, especially moving forward. And these are going to come to the forefront. I want to emphasize the High Priestess here. These are coming to the forefront because there is a sense of balance that you need to tap into. And the High Priestess is all about intuition. It's all about being open to receive wisdom from that which we can't see. So, Gemini, if you guys have been leaning more into your masculine, action oriented, left brain logical side, it's time to make that shift in the month of September and really lean on what you can't see, what's not in the physical, because there's a lot of wisdom that's seeping through your emotions even. And throughout all of this, as these unresourceful habits are coming back up to the forefront and you're connecting to your intuition, you might feel a sense of lack. You might feel a sense of and I love the symbolism for this card too. It's like being lost in the cold, but you still have love. But it's like, how far can love take me in that way? And the Four of Cups can really emphasize like a pessimism for your circumstances. And it's not really being open to accepting where you are. But with the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and then we had Wheel of Fortune under the Knight of Cups as well. With the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck and Wheel of Fortune too, it's being open to change and letting your intuition guide you through that change. And not necessarily accepting the pessimism that you're feeling or the sense of lack that you're feeling for your situation that you're in now, but recognizing that if you accept where you are now, and not only that, accept the openness to change. And even if you don't know where you're going or what that change brings, it's being able to close your eyes and trust where you're being led. Trust where your heart wants to lead you. Again, turn off the logic side of your brain right now and really lean into that creative, that passive, that open, that aware side of yourself that knows without knowing how they know, that can move with that with trust, that can put on a blindfold, walk into the darkness in this snow, in this storm, with a child nonetheless, with a baby, and say, I don't know where I'm going, but I have the strength and the bravery to know that I am being guided exactly where I need to go. I'm in the storm right now, I'm in the cold right now, but that doesn't mean I'll be there forever. And if I just learn how to trust what I can't see, it will guide me where I am meant to be. And again, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's change is absolutely afoot. But I think at first, the very first step to letting this change drive you is connecting to your feminine, is connecting to your intuition, and really recognizing and acknowledging those unresourceful habits and learning how to let go and recognizing how these habits are controlling you, even at a subconscious level. Like if you do something every day, I'll use caffeine for an example. I'll use coffee. You had your first cup of coffee at the age of 17, I don't know. And then every single day since then, As soon as you open your eyes, 7 in the morning, you get a cup of coffee. And then as soon as you finish that cup of coffee, 7:30, you get another one and then another one. And it's learning to recognize what habits that you have formed and have taken part in for days, weeks, months, years, decades, however long it may be. Recognize how they are not serving you and see if there is a way that you can either completely let go of this habit or minimize it. So it's not such like a knee jerk thing. So you're not, as soon as you wake up, you're pouring your cup of coffee. I can't do anything without my coffee kind of feeling. It's those little things that we're recognizing that started as, just something fun or something to do, how those small instances have then turned into your own habitual nature, and how these habits are holding you back from moving forward or keeping you from being healthy, or in this case, keeping you from tapping into your intuition and being open to the wisdom that surrounds you. And Gemini, you guys love to play the devil's advocate. Funny that the devil card came out, but you guys love to play the devil's advocate and you love to, how do I want to explain this? You often love to say, like, especially when people really lean into their faith. And in this case, let's just talk strictly organized religion. You'd be the kind of person that would come in and be like, well, you can't prove it. So how is it true? And it's the instances. And granted, I feel that you guys do that to not to push boundaries or anything. It's more to have the other person acknowledge where their faith lies and how strong. It's almost like a test for the other person to say, okay, you believe in this thing. Can you explain why you believe in it? And kind of like fish out any contradictions, or get them to acknowledge, oh, maybe I only believe this because I was taught to believe this and I don't actually believe what I'm saying. And I think it's time to take that energy and turn it inward. I think it's time to really acknowledge where Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, as I say this, where your own contradictions are coming into your life, where you are just leading yourself blindly from maybe something you tried once years ago and you just kept doing it because why not? And where those habits have formed and how those habits are helping you or not helping you. And with the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it's being open to collaboration. And again, that's part of that passive wisdom that comes through the feminine. It's part of that passive wisdom that allows you to be open to the wisdom from others and not just telling yourself you know everything, which Gemini, I know you guys think you know everything all the time. You guys have a great intellect. And not only that, you know how to communicate. So you can really, even if you don't feel as smart as you need to, or you feel you should feel, you have the ability to communicate so many so many topics and so many ideas and sound like you know exactly what you're talking about. Even if you don't, so you have this ability to get people to believe that you know everything, and sometimes you can even start to believe that as well, which isn't always resourceful. So again, lean into that passive energy, be open to collaboration, be open to wisdom of others and how it can help you fish out the contradictions within yourself, how it can help you acknowledge the habits you formed that you don't even think of as habits. It's just part of your day-to-day routine, and how they may not be helping you. And if you can slowly start to wean off of it, or minimize it, or just do something to have it not have so much control over your everyday life. And as we were talking, we had the Four of Swords jump out, and then we had the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck as well. So, Four of Swords throughout all of this. Oh, and the Page of Cups was under the Queen of Pentacles too. And then the Ten of Cups under the page. So there, ooh, yeah, this is all just femininity here. And again, I don't mean feminine in the way that society deems it. It's a feminine energy that's a wisdom, it's a passive, it's a right brain, it's a creative, it's an open, it's an inviting, it's community. It's leaning more into the community and not so much in the individualism, which is emphasized again by that Three of Pentacles. But with the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Swords coming out together, it's while you're moving through all of this, reforming our life and recognizing and bringing awareness to our habits, and most importantly, giving us the strength to change those habits can take a lot of energy and a lot of focus. And mental energy is just as potent as physical energy. And mental energy can drain the physical energy, which I'm sure you've experienced in your own life. So with the Four of Swords, it's saying give yourself time, give yourself grace, and give yourself rest through this process. Because if you're just trying to push through and like still do everything that you're used to doing while you are trying to adjust these habits and remove and reduce and release, you're going to burn out. So it's really important through this process, especially in the month of September, that you're giving yourself the rest you need. And you're also giving yourself the grace you need and the patience and the foundation. And I think this ties right in with the Four of Swords. You need a healthy foundation, not only internally, but externally as well, to cradle you as you're moving through this. Because I don't think this is anything that is really going to be like deep, traumatic healing work. I think it is just acknowledgement of what you've been doing for so long that really doesn't serve you. But in either case, it's releasing things that have been part of your life for a very long time. And you're going to need the comfort of those healthy habits, of those soft blankets, of that area where you can just throw everything down and crash on your bed and sleep. So that's where that King of Pentacles energy comes in. And again, it's the emphasis on the patience through this process as well. It's the emphasis on the rest, emphasis on the patience, and the real necessity to have a good physical foundation, but also healthy physical surroundings to help move you through as you release these unresourceful habits. And then we'll touch on the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. And then the Fool was under the Ten of Cups. New beginnings. All right, and it's what's incredible about the Fool being under the Ten of Cups is after I explained these cards, I was going to explain how this feels similar to Virgo's reading, which of course it'll be partially during Virgo season in the month of September, and you guys are also Mercurials as Geminis. What I was about to explain is this feels like you're shedding a lot and connecting to sides of yourself you haven't connected to in a long time to bring balance to yourself, to set up the foundation and release what doesn't serve you for some sort of new beginning. And before I could even get that out, we had the Fool underneath these two cups, which is all about new beginning, diving fearlessly into the night and like, I'm setting off. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to experience. I'm excited to do. And again, Ten of Cups and then the Page of Cups as well. The Page of Cups is a messenger. It's a messenger that teaches us how to stay open to connect with our intuition, how to stay open to the wisdom that we can't see, to the wisdom that exists outside of our intellect or outside of our physical surroundings, and how we can lean more into the unknown to learn things that are still unknown to us. And the Ten of Cups is once you do move through and really and allow yourself to connect to this divine feminine energy, there is celebration, there's connection, there's hope, especially in your home life, but also even if you live by yourself, it's this sense of fulfillment within yourself. It's this sense of coming back home to an old friend or a lover or your old bedroom at home and just feeling so at ease and at peace and feeling proud of yourself for the journey you went on. And all of this starts is being open and connected to that feminine energy. We have so much cups, so many cups. We have the Four, the Knight, the Page, and the Ten of Cups. And it looks like the Three of Cups is peeking out from under the Fool as well. And again, the Three of Cups emphasizes that celebration and community. So that wants to come back up now too. Three of Cups and Three of Pentacles. And again, leaning more into your feminine is leaning away from that sense of individuality and leaning more into community, leaning into your people, leaning into your support system for guidance through this. And I think that's a big thing that you'll need to recognize, Gemini, is that not only can you not do it alone, but you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. You are allowed to accept help from others as you move through everything. Two of Wands. And look at that symbolism, accepting help. It's again collaboration and it's also newness. It's being open to the decision to take that brave leap into yourself and recognize your own downfalls so you can bring acknowledgement to them and release them and move forward. Because again, all of this is just connecting to those sides of yourself, that right brain, connecting to your intuition, releasing unresourceful habits, uh, being open to divine wisdom that you can't see, being open to collaboration and community, accepting fearlessly the opportunity to go within yourself. It's rest throughout all of this. It really feels like a reset here in the month of September, Gemini. You're resetting yourself because there's something on the horizon that I don't know about right now. That'll come up in later readings, I'm sure, but there's something on the horizon that's waiting for you, but And this will take as long as you need. It's not like this thing is ever going away, but it's waiting for you to cleanse yourself out of just whatever doesn't serve you. Whatever doesn't serve you. And again, Wheel of Fortune, and my eyes are being drawn back to Wheel of Fortune. It's change is on the horizon. Change is on the horizon. King of Cups. King of Cups. Change is on the horizon, and it's going to take emotional stability, emotional maturity. It's going to take regality and being able to, and humbleness, being able to say, I don't know everything, and that's okay. I don't know everything, but I'm open to learning and experiencing from my environment and from the people around me, and from, again, what I cannot see. And then strength fell out with the King of Cups as well. Gemini, there is so much fulfillment on the horizon for you. And strength emphasizes the stamina too. Strength also emphasizes the stamina, and I'm being called to emphasize the Four of Swords as well with strength. Think about the greatest athletes. Think about the greatest athletes. They have an inner strength and an inner stamina, but they cannot get there without treating their body well and resting, without feeding their body what it needs in order to be that prime athlete that they need to be to win the golds, to do the things, to do whatever is needed. So again, there's the emphasis on your physical vitality throughout all of this. Don't lean into escapism. Don't try to run away from what is being presented. Be really, really open and acknowledging of what's coming up for you. It really it feels like housekeeping. Like it feels like, oh, I can feel it in my sacral and my solar plexus down here. Like it's coming back to yourself. It's coming back to that creative side of yourself, that passionate side of yourself, that one that's not so nihilistic. It's coming back to just who you are and who you were before you let your mind take over and you let, again, cynicism take over and you got so jaded by the world. That's all coming back. That's all coming back to you, Gemini. And I don't even want to say you have to accept it. I mean, you have free will, you can do what you want, but this feels like an energy that it's like you're willing and open to accepting it, which is really beautiful. It's really beautiful, and it really emphasizes that change will be on the horizon once you move through this aspect. Once you move through this aspect. I'm going to shuffle a couple more times and see if anything else wants to fall out, but that does feel rather complete. And as these unresourceful habits are coming back up to the forefront, accept them lovingly. Know that you're not a superhero. Know that this reading is eerily similar to Virgos in like their own personal way. But know that I don't think anything else wants to emerge. Know that is that the Queen of Cups too? Queen of Cups was on the bottom of the deck. Know that as these unresourceful habits are coming back up for you, it's not because the universe wants you to judge yourself. It's not because the universe wants you to acknowledge your shortcomings or your downfalls or anything of the sort. It's coming up with loving awareness so you can release what doesn't serve you and create that foundation. Connect to your intuition, connect to that old side of yourself that is just lustful for life and passion and creativity and creation in general. That's open to collaboration and wisdom from others. That's a part of the community and not only a part of it, but a healthy part of it that holds themselves accountable, that takes care of their body, that treats themselves well and connects to their emotions and their intuition. And again, I want to emphasize the 3 of cups, the 4 of cups, the 10 of cups, the page, the knight, the queen, and the king of cups. 7 cups. And the 7 of cups is a choice. So, again, you have free will, but this feels like something that you're not going to be able to ignore. And it's for the better. And remember, the Fool came out too. New beginnings are on the horizon. New beginnings are here, but it starts with a willingness to choose to connect with these sides of yourself that have gone unseen, unnoticed, and unloved for far too long. Gemini, oh my goodness. This was a beautiful reading. And of course, it was a general reading, so not everything will resonate necessarily. If you do want a personal reading, check out my website in the bio below. I offer different readings on there. I'm adding human design readings there as well if you guys are interested. Um, but yeah, check out my Patreon if you just want more spiritual info. And be well, Gemini. What's coming is it's definitely powerful. I can't see it in these cards right now because this is just for September, but it's so much shedding and so much connecting to yourself and your emotional body and your spiritual body and your intuition. And when we're being driven, oh, I have chills. When we're being driven to see the sides of ourselves and the habits of ourselves that don't serve us and connect to the sides of ourselves that we can't see and we only know through trust and faith, it's because the universe is preparing you for something that's coming up. So go in lovingly, go in with veracity and love yourself through every step and don't judge yourself for what comes up. But otherwise, Gemini, you guys are beautiful. You guys are amazing and so much fun and I'm really excited to see what's on the horizon after you move through all of this. So much love.